Hello everyone, this is Maria from Maria's Crafting Corner and I'm so glad you are here. Guess what I got today? I got my May paper pumpkin kit. Still a mouthful for me. I can't tell you how excited I am and I really want to play with it. So I hope you stay with me and we can create together some alternatives, some inspiration for you and your own paper pumpkin kit. I love this new kit because it includes our new 2022-2024 ink colors, very bright and happy colors. And on top of that, it has some gold in it. So definitely up my alley. If you don't know what Paper Pumpkin Kit is a monthly subscription by Stampin'Up where you when you pay, I think it's $23.50 in the United States, and it includes shipping. And in this little box, you get everything you need to create usually 9 cards. And most of the time what it brings is 3 different sets to create those 9 cards. This kit is a little bit different because it includes all the colors. And so I think it's 10 cards total, but 2 of each kind, if that makes sense. But again, in this paper pumpkin kit, it brings everything, including a stamping block. So with your first stamping a paper pumpkin kit, you will get this stamping block. I do use mine, and I will be using mine, and I'll show you here in a little bit why. But you will get that. You will get the adhesives you need. You will get everything you need to create the project. Sometimes the paper pumpkin kit brings a paper craft, not necessarily only cards. And I have a lot of people that play with it to create other things, right? Not only let's say scrapbook layouts, but little boxes, some 3D extra fun. In my case, and if you've been following me for a little bit, you know that I try very hard to include nothing else but what's in the kit. And usually what I include is 1 piece of white cardstock and 1 piece of black cardstock. My assumption is that you most likely will have that. On top of that, there are a few tools that I use. My assumption is that you have probably something similar. I will use my trimmer. Ta-da! And I will use, like I mentioned, my own stamping blocks. I will use my own ink pad, and I'll show you here in a minute why. Most of the time, instead of what they bring, I will use either my Stampin' Seal Plus or glue, kind of depending on, the card I'm making. But I guess all I'm saying is what I'm using extra is just some tools that my assumption is that you have or that you will be able to use within your kit. Okay, so let's head over our crafting table and start playing. Ooh, so excited. So I have opened it, and let me see if I am able to get, sorry. I'm trying to do something here and it's not been working very well. Oh, there we go. So excited when it works. Okay, so here's our kit. Let me do this real quick. I think I'm going to I want to just get out a little bit so it's easier to see. It always brings a piece of paper. This one is close to our Tahitian Tide new color. The first thing it always brings some advertisement of what you will get next month. And next month is called Pick of the Crop, and it has like all these emphasis on summertime and like the market, and just it looks like it's going to be a beautiful uh beautiful kit. And it does include it looks like it's going to be included like watercolor designs. We never know how it looks like, right, until the day we receive it. So there's that. These are in colors, and I just want to show them to you right here. This is the Sweet Sorbet. This is Parakeet Party, sorry. This is the Tahitian Tide. This is Orchid Oasis, and this is Starry Night. Okay, so super colorful and super bright. Let me put that aside. And I'm going to try to put things, sorry about that. I'm going to try to put things out of the way because I always end up with this huge mess on my table when I'm doing the paper pumpkin kit alternative. And I don't know what's what and where are things. So let's start with our stamping set. It has a very big happy. It has a very big you. Just for you. You make me happy. And you can do anything. It has like happy to have you in my life, and you celebrate happy to celebrate your day. Sorry. That's one of the reasons why subscribing to the paper pumpkin kit is so good, and it is because you end up getting, for like really $23, not only a lot of supplies but always an extra stamp set. And you will get, with every kit, you will get a what we call a stamping spot for a color. In this case, we're using the basic gray. Instead of using this one, I'm going to use my big stamping pad just because it's easier. And you know what? I just saved this and put them away because I know, like, if I have a client that wants one, I can give them one when I have classes in my house or whatnot. It just makes it easier. Okay, let's keep going. This is the kit. I'm going to move our beautiful box out of the way because, yeah, I'm seriously trying to have less mess. Okay, I am going, before, it always brings a instructions. It shows you the cards that you will be making, and it will show you how to make them. Okay, very self-explanatory, very easy to follow. Every paper pumpkin kit always brings the envelopes, which is a super huge plus. And the other super huge plus is that the envelopes are always gorgeous. And it's one of the things I use to make extras to help me create those alternatives. Okay, this is very tight. Let me bring my scissors. I sort of opened it, but I really wanted to share with you the excitement of opening it. Okay, let me throw that in the trash. So this specific paper pumpkin brings some tear and tape. I will most likely be using my own tear and tape because I have already one opened. It brings some beautiful gems. I really like this in the new in colors. It brings some little or mini stamping dimensionals, and I'm going to put this away because I have my own dimensionals already, that I've been using, so might as well. Like I mentioned before, it brings its own block, the first one you get. I am using my own because Stampin'Up blocks are much wider. I would say it's almost 50% bigger, so much easier to use. So I always keep this one here to show you, but I'm just going to use mine. Then let's go ahead and look. These are the envelopes, so it brings two of each. One in Tahitian Tide, one in the Parakeet. Two in Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party. This is the Starry Night, our Sweet Sorbet, and finally the Orchid Oasis. Okay, it also brings, and I'm putting as far away as possible so there's less mess, I swear to God. This kit brings these little pieces, which if you fold down and attach like display, tear tape here, tear tape here, tear tape here, then you'll have a gift card holder. I seriously am going to just do this in a, like, copy it on my just maybe a piece of cardstock, and just have a template of this, because this is going to be super useful. And of course it brings 2 of each color. Putting that on the side, and this is the other part. Okay, let me throw this away. It brings, let's start with the cards themselves. This kit brings 2 of these, 2 of these, and then there's 2, I want to see where they are at. Okay, 2 of these that have like this, where's my, let me see, sorry, makes it easier to see it this way, that has the like a rugged tear off edge, and then the rest are just white cardstock, right? Super good and super easy to use, to have for your, you know, if you don't use them all for the paper pumpkin kit, really nice to have them already. So this is what they bring, and these are the little add-ons on cutouts. Let me see. It brings 2 of these, which is the ones that match that rugged edge. It brings 2 of these that have this big U. So I don't know if you remember the first one. Let me see. So if you take this U out, and this is how it's designed, you are able to put it in here. It will match perfectly, right? Perfectly there. And this U that you have here will also fit the stem. Does it mostly? I thought it did. I don't think it does. That was probably wishful thinking on my end, huh? Yeah, it doesn't. Wishful thinking. Anyways, but this is how it works. I think that no matter what, you can try to like guide it with some pen and create, then you have an extra something there for you to use. Okay, and then let's see, let's put these friends out. Oops. It also brings these 2. So it brings 10 of these to use in 2 different cards. It brings these that will go with the other one I showed you earlier. So this will fit perfectly in this spot, and then you can create with it. And finally, it brings these 2 where you can take this off. And if you see this U fits perfectly inside this circle. On top of that, it brings these sentiments: best wishes, happy, and you. Very beautiful. I have to say, it brings 2 of them. And finally, it brings some bigger strip in white, basic white, so you can stamp sentiments. Okay, so that's what we got. Now, what are we going to do today? Today, we're going to work on what's called a reverse gatefold card. I think it is how it is called. Don't quote me on that. And let me move these beauties out here so I don't lose them. We are going to use our black cardstock, and I'm going to cut it at 5.5 here. So we're going to end up with a piece of 5.5 by 8.5, right? Let's put this piece of cardstock somewhere else, safer. And now we're going to score. And I will have those measurements down below, so don't stress about them. But if you need to know, we're going to score it at 1 3/4. And I am looking at my cheat sheet always. 2 7/8. And if you have some issues with measurements, let me tell you that I have a new beginner series, and the part of the first video, the first episode, included information on how to sort of learn these measurements. It's not very hard, so do check it out. I will link it up here for you guys to if you're interested to check it out later. Then we move, let me move my cheat sheet a little closer, 5.5, and score again, and finally 6 3/4, and that's it with the card base. Okay, and now we're going to fold, and if you don't know about folding, this is what we call valley. So the peak is towards there, and if you see it this way, it looks valley, right? This one will go, yeah, this one will go mountain. Okay, this one will go mountain too, so it's valley, mountain, mountain, valley, and this one will go valley. And that's how our card is going to look like once it's full. This is how it's going to look like once it's opened. Okay, and we'll give this a good burnish with our bone folder here in a second. Now, how are we going to decorate this? I am going to use some white cardstock to mat these, and then we'll use where is it? We'll use some of these to decorate the sides, and then we'll create together the middle. This is my cheat sheet, so you know. Okay, so let's put that here for a second and cut the whites. And I want to cut the whites just because to get rid of the messing here. So this is going to be, this side is going to be 1 3/4 by 5.5, and you guys know I like eighths when I do the matting. So we're going to do, if it's 1 3/4, that's here. It's 1 5/8 would be our where we need to cut, and I'm going to cut all the way, and then we'll go to 5.5. It's the length of it. We're going to go to 5 3/8. Okay, and I hope I'm right, and we'll measure it to see if I'm right. It looks like we are. That's the good news. So we'll take off this piece. I save all my white pieces because I use them a lot when I'm like stamping to make some extra sentiment pieces. Even when I'm stamping to color, those work great. So we said 1 3/4. So again, that will be 1 5/8. And I am again going to cut all the way, just much easier. And we said 5.5, 5 3/8. Okay, there we go. So we have 2 of these. The next one, the next piece I'm going to do is, let's take our little piece. It's the middle. I am not sure if I'm going to do the middle, but I'm still, again, we're creating together. You know how my paper pumpkin kits are. Most of the time I do create together, and so this is going to be 2 and, let's see, 2.5. So 2 and 3, 2 and 5. Sorry, 2 and 5/8, and it's going to be the same 5 3/8. Okay, again, because I like eighths. You can do this in quarters. It may be easier. And again, I'm going to measure to see that that's correct. And it looks like it's a little bigger. So this was right. These needs, I'm thinking an eighth. Let's take an eighth. So that means that we needed to cut a 2.5. Okay. Oops. Instead. So my correction, I'll correct that when I put it in the description down below. There we go. Perfect. Now, I do want to create some white for here. I am still not sure how I'm going to decorate it though. And so I'm debating if I want it just black, if I want white. I think I'm going to leave the whites because it would maybe a good spot to write yours, you know, like your card. So this one is, let me see, this one is, this should be 1 1/4. So that means that we're going to do, if it's 1 1/4, then it will be 1 1/8. And we're going to cut, oops, 1, and we'll check out real quick if that I'm correct. It needs 1/8 less, so it would be 1. Let's take off that 1/8. When you have a piece like this that you no longer have where to hold, cut from the bottom to the top, because these edge will help keep your paper in peace. And again, we'll go and measure this one, and it looks like it fits. And I did not pay attention that this was not 5, but it works fine. So let's do the other way. So 1 inch. Again, all these savable pieces. 1 inch. And again, this is 5 1/2, so 5 3/8. Okay. And let me see if that's correct. And I always work in here, okay? It does, it fits perfectly. And now we're going to do this, and it seemed to me that that piece was a little bigger. We'll see. Let's measure this real quick. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and we're gonna cut in here at the same 5 3/8. Okay, there you go. I don't think we're going to need any more of this little piece of white cardstock, but I'm going to put it here with all my pieces so we can look at them. So we, as always, sadly, are going to open our envelopes. I know they're so beautiful. It's always hard to do what I'm doing, but it's needed. I'm going to turn this around a tiny bit so we can open it. So we can get all this creative, especially when, oops, not that got stuck. When you have cards like this that are so specific, right? Okay, we're going to get rid of this piece because we are not obviously going to use it, and I'm actually going to cut there closer to where the color is at. Okay. And throwing that away. So I'm going to cut as much as possible. So I'm going to cut all the way here because I want some of that color or deeper color. As you can tell, most of the package has like this ombre. Most of the kit, not package. Most of the kit has this ombre look. And so I just want to make sure that when I do this, that I will be able to include the most colorful ones, and I think I will be able to. So we're going to cut this, and I'm going to start using these pieces. Again, trying to get into the colorful area. Oh, you know what? Maybe I won't be able to do that just because this has this little... Oh, no, I think I will. Okay, let's start like I was saying, sorry. So that would be 1 1/2. 1 1/2, am I right? I'm looking at my cheat sheet there and I don't believe what I wrote. So let's do this. Let's bring the piece that we're supposed to match so it works. Yeah, 1 1/2. And this is going to be, we're going to reduce a whole 1/8. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce an 1/8. I don't know if you can see that this is big both ways. So that's what's going to save me. I'm going to start with 1/8 on this side. Okay, and then 1/8 on this side. And I think that will do it. It may, but let's let's see. And we may need more, but I just don't know how wide, how big. Yeah, 1/8 does. It does the work. Okay, so we have one piece, and now we're going to have the next piece, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the most colorful area. So we said 1.5. So we're going back to the 1.5, and this is perfectly usable piece. We're going to put it out there for later. We're going to take 1/8 on each side, 1/8 there, and 1/8 here. Okay, and that's one of the wonderful reasons why we love this trimmer, right? Because it has this area after, so we tend to use this area of the trimmer, but it has this area to the right with measurements that makes, that makes those small cuts a little bit easier, right? If you put it there, it's much easier to calculate 1/8 or 1/4. So if you know, oh, all I have to take is 1/8 of the card or of the cardstock or whatever, you don't have to make the mental calculation, how much is this and less and whatnot. You can just come here and take the 1/8, okay? Anyways, if you have doubts, go ahead and check out my beginner series. I think it's pretty clear. And so these two are going to go up here. So let's move this out of the way. So here's where I am kind of not sure what to do. This is what I thought. I love this color, but I love the combination of this color with these friends. So let me bring this out. Okay, we have one. We have two. Okay, let's bring them all out. Okay. Woof, that took some little time. And I have a little piece that it's somewhere there. I sure hope it is somewhere there. Here it is. There you go. So I was thinking, obviously using the most colorful part and something along those lines. Don't quote me yet. I'm not sure yet. Okay. Oops. I'm cutting the best wishes, and I'm sorry if there's some glare. So my thought is this will look great here. It will be a little bit off the edges. Let me move all this so you can see what I'm seeing in my brain. It will be a little bit off the edges, and it will just be wonderful, right? Okay. Okay, so my thought, this is the process. I'm not sure how I want it. If that's why I want this one in the back. And I've been thinking, do I want this to be white or do I want this to be green? I thought green, I thought white, because that way you have a little bit more contrast here and there, right? And we can do this 2 ways. We'll see. We'll work together on that one. Okay, let's move all this thing out for 1 minute. I'm taking my trimmer out and we're gonna start putting this together. I'm gonna bring my bone folder, one of the best tools you'll probably ever get, and we are going to burnish those folds we just made. There's the other one, all of them, okay? And then same here. Okay, and same here. Yep, that's the one we're missing. The bone folder helps in so many ways, by the way, but this is definitely a tool, a must-have tool if you want my my advice. I think it's like $10, best $10 ever. This one and your take your pick tool. You will not regret getting these two. And now let's start with our card. So we are going to adhere these, and this is where I rather use my Stampin' Seal Plus. It looks like it's close to the end there, so we'll see if it holds on to us till the rest of the card is done. So today we're going to do 2 cards. this one that is a little bit more complicated, and one that is or have more steps to it, and one that is very simple. You'll see. I hope you like that one. I thought it was a funny simple way to get a card. So hopefully what I am envisioning really happens. It does not happen like that all the time. I'm just making sure my big head is not in there while I do this. Okay, that did not work very well. It does. We're going to, you see, this was a little bit off, and I don't like it when it's off. And I don't, that's why I didn't press it too much. But these Stampin' Seal Plus is the best thing out there to get things really stuck. So I'm wondering, is it worth it to really take it off? But since Maria is such an OCD person, my brain is telling me that it is really worth it to take it off. So I am doing it. Okay, let's put this a little bit straight. And really, I'm going to cut another one of this one because I just don't want the mess. So let's bring a tiny piece. Remember, we had a tiny piece left, and this one was 1 5/8. We have 1 by 5 3/8. Okay. Phew. Let's see. Hopefully it fits. It does. We're going to put some extra Stampin' Seal where we gladly, I mean, I'm really glad that it came off. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love to spoil you with news, with different videos, with options, with discounts and rewards. So please send me an email to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com, and it's right there for you. If you have emailed me before, I discovered recently that that email was working niche. So sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't work. There was some weird bug on it. So I just want you to know that if I didn't get back to you and you asked for something, send me an email again because I solved it. Okay. Let's see if I make this straight now again instead of not. Much better, I hope. Yes. Phew. Well, let's keep it real. That's what happens in life, in real life, right? When you're crafting, we know that crafting is not a perfect, what am I trying to say? Well, things are not going to end up perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I've been telling you guys that I've been doing this lately, and I put the Stampin' Seal Plus on the sides and use these to hold it, so it's much easier for me to put it straight-ish, and that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to hold it here, and it's much easier, as you can tell, to place this evenly. If you are having some issues putting straight, always goes to, especially in these fun folds, you can go to towards the end of the card, because if there's a mistake in here, it's less noticeable than if the mistake is on the other edge. And we're gonna go ahead and put this other side, and I'm going to do that the same here, right? Remember, these little pieces from the envelope has that little curve in there. I'm going to put it towards the end so it's less noticeable. Okay, and same as I did before, hold it from the area that is not sticky, and it'll be a little bit easier for us to put straight. And I'm going to move this a little bit here so it's easier. And there it is, I hope, sort of, mostly. Okay. Phew. It's always such a struggle. So I am going to do a couple things here. I'm going to bring our stamping ink or ink pad, get these, and so this brings what looks like to be like how would you call it, like spots of ink maybe. And I was thinking it will be fun to do this just like so, right? Just to have some color around. And it doesn't need to be perfect, of course, because these are just dots. Okay. I don't know if you see that I made a mistake here for going too fast. I am going to clean this up. Sorry, my reach there. I'm going to go again. I'm going to grab probably this bigger one, and I'm going to try to put it on top. Don't do these at home. What I'm trying to say is, when you're trying to do that, make sure one thing. The thing you have to make sure is that it is a a full image. Like these are dots, right? These dots are full. It's not like you're trying to align a little circle, like the circle line, right? So it's much easier. And we're going to go there, we're going to spot it, and then because it splatters, let's call it paint splatters, I don't know how you call them. I think it looks good. And we are going to do the same with our other friend. Okay. What that tells you is don't remove it too quick. Okay, let me move. First of all, I don't know why I have my Stampin' ink pad so far away. Making it a little bit harder. And again, I really like this. Now, if you have other stamp colors, you can use this in colors, right? In the in those stamp new ink colors, that will absolutely work and look gorgeous. Or you could do these and emboss them in gold. That would look amazing if you would just emboss them, and this will be goldish. I really, like I've mentioned, I don't want to do that because I want to use only, oops, this is fighting with me, only what's in the kit. For those of you that do not have a whole lot of stuff, and that's my goal. So I am not adding anything else, but the sky is the limit when you have something like this, right? And we're gonna go with the other side. Okay, and if you notice, this one was supposed to be here. You know what? We can do it again. I hope you don't mind. We'll just do it again. I'd rather have the right side. And this is about 1/8 smaller, so much easier. We'll just take 1/8 out of it. Go from the bottom up. That looks like 1/4 to me. We'll see if that works. Okay, and we are going, actually, now that I think about it, it's a great idea to leave one there and one white. That way you can write in here. What do you guys think? Or maybe just put a back one in the back, a white one in the back. Okay, we're gonna do that super, super quick. I'm sorry about that. Look what I just did. When you do these things, please clean yourself. I have my chamois there with water because really, you know what? It's my experience that when that happens, you tend to ink your whole project. Again, ask me how I know that much about that. It always, like if I don't clean my fingers pretty quickly, I have inky fingers. And my inky fingers end up being inky spots on my project, and that absolutely enrages me. Like something so simple as cleaning your finger once you get it dirty, and you don't do it, and then that's what happens. So yes, do it, please. Clean yourself once you have that. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to align it as best as we can and put it centered, and there we go. Okay, that looks really cute. I see that this is coming off, and that is a job for glue. So I'm just going to come up here a little bit. And the glue is rebellious, of course, because why not? Let me try to open it. I do have a long pin to help me. There you go. Something was blocking it. And again, let's do that real, like, be mindful that if you put a lot, it's going to go over. So it does not. Okay. Now comes the fun part, which is the decoration piece. And I am really going to decorate this outside of here. We know this fits. I'm going to close my ink pad because we know disaster likes to happen. And so let's bring our best wishes. So this is going to go there. So let's see what we can do with this. I keep thinking of something like so. This is about half of it. So we're going to cut this in half and cut them in half again. All of them. Okay, let's work on this real quick. I'm gonna put our best wishes there. So let's measure this real quick. This is, looks like it's 3 1/16. So the half of that will be 1 1/2 ish. And I'm gonna do the ish. Oh, whoa. So much for measuring. Oh my goodness in heavens. Let's go again. We'll leave this because we'll use them, don't worry. Measure 1, try out 1. Oh, Maria, it's 3 1/2. Well, if you don't know this about me, please know math, not my strength. So 1 1/2 would be 3. 1 3/4 will be 3 1/2, if I'm not mistaken. So it will be somewhere along these lines. Crossing fingers. Much better. There you go. And these we're going to cut in half, and these are 3/4. So the half of 3/4 is somewhere along the lines of there. So I would say, let's see, 1/4. I would say the half-ish is 3/8, and we'll use the small piece that we ruined to make sure if that's true. So let's go to 3/8. Remember, just put it there and go from the top, and it's a tiny bit, so let's calculate this. Yeah, I think it's the best we're going to be able to do. So 3/8, and of course I just realized that we should just cut them. Okay, you can tell that sometimes it's rebellious, like that one. But we're going to get it going. This one, I think it was a little vent. That does not help. There goes another one. And the last one. Because the others, first of all, we're going to cut 2 in a row. That's one of the advantages of having this trimmer, and it is that it's really, I think that we may be able to cut them all together actually. So we're going to put them all together. Let's align them well in our 3/8 right there. I'm going to try not to move my fingers, and there it goes. cutting it, and it did job. I love this trimmer. And then we had said this was 1 7/8 in a little bit, 1 3/4, more or less like there. So again, wish me luck. At least I can hold it here. Whoops, and that one. There you go. And we're going to cut the others. Again, align them well. Okay. Open this up. 1 and so there's 1 3/4, right? And so a little bit. It's almost like, I think it's like 1. It's like 16, 15 16ths. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Anyways, there we go. So let's go back to our best wishes and our, okay, I have the hardest time getting this up here. So I'm going to try to use the colorful areas, and we can do this like so, kind of. I want them like disorganized if you want. I'm going to put in, nope. So I'm going to use one that has gold. I'm going to use this one all the way up. There. And that's what you do. You play with your stuff. This one a little like so. This one, oops. You just want to make sure I have enough for it. That one, I'm going to use the white towards the best wishes no matter what. Gold again. How would you call it? No gold. Jesus, in there. And I think we will have enough for the below. So again, I'm going to use some white there, some green, some gold, some green, more gold. Let's see, some green and some gold. We have extras. That's all I wanted to make sure, is that we have enough. And then this will go on top of here, and I think that looks good. We could actually, looks like we can just put them aligned. I was just not sure where we're going to be able to do that. But here's my concern. If we align them, would they, because some of them have different, they're not exactly the same length, would that be affected? See, like this one, well, this is the one that we knew was going to not work. So I think it may work. I'm wondering what I like better. Okay, I'm going to do it disorganized, just to make some fun on it. I'm not sure what I like better. I keep being afraid that that at some point I may not have enough, and that, having these like so will be fun. Okay, let's go for it and we'll decide. I am going to use glue for this one. A multi-purpose glue is amazing. You will love it. Now I'm going to go with them straight, just to create. I wanted to create it differently, but because the background is white and some of them have some white, I feel that you will not be able to see very well. And so, I just feel that it will just get a little bit lost. So we're going to go and start gluing. Okay, Like I said, I'm going to glue gold and then I guess no gold. And I'm just being very careful here. And this is one of the reasons why I'm using glue, because glue is much more forgiving than the Stampin' Seal Plus. Actually, I know that we were able to get that off, but Jesus, were we lucky. And so I don't want to play with my luck too much on one day or on one project. So you see that? Just got on its own mind. This paper. And the truth is, could we have done these the other way, like just keep them as they were? Yes, we could. I just wanted to mix and match a little bit more. And I know it's a thing, it's a Maria thing. I like to jazz it up a tiny bit, so I think this just puts some interest into it. We're looking for do we have one like it's in the middle? I'm going to use this one. See, and we are going to have a little bit here, so we could have. So we're going to have to use, I'll show you what we'll do. Okay, we're going to adhere this piano. We're just making sure it's all aligned. And it is. That's good news. Good start, Maria. And I am going to use this one. I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue on the paper or on the card base. We usually put it on our piece, not on the card base, but I am going to do that because I'm going to align this as best as I can, and then we will cut it on the other side. And why am I doing that? And I'm doing that because in the end, odds are we are going to have the same issue with the other piece, right? With the other side. And so we have now an issue that we can use, an issue and pieces that we can use. So go back. Hopefully this works. So we're going to need one here and one here. So I'm glad we're going to have some extras. And we'll do that here in a minute. Okay. And you know what? I should have, now that I see that, of course we're not going to see that, but not here. Okay. Just kept it straight. I am going to do that here though. I don't know if you can see, but it's a little longer than that, and it's going to be hard to put the straight piece in here if that one was too off, right? So what we're going to do, I think I'm going to leave these two greens out, but we'll see if that works. Okay, back here, let's start with the green piece. And since some of them are a little wider than the others, it may be that we don't need to put that extra piece. I don't know. But putting the gold up to the top, I'm moving this a tiny bit. Then there's that, and align to the top. And this one is not too aligned, so let me undo that. Come on, collaborate with me. Phew, so much tragic. Okay, let's remove that a little bit. Let's work with that. I'm going to put it in here instead because this is wounded. And we are going to align. Oops, I still have a paper there in my. We're going to align this to that corner. Okay. And now it's aligned to this. And we need to be careful with that because this is going to go in the black. So the last thing you want is having all those pieces like sticking out. Right? Since we chose for them not to be sticking out. Okay, we want some green. I'm going to bring this one that's a little longer. Yes. So see. And again, align it. I know this is a little time consuming. I'm sorry about that. I always think of, oops, no, the golds up here. I want the golds to be shown. I have to be mindful not to use the shorter ones. I think we're good. Okay. Let's bring this ombre, and I'm going to put it this way just to create again some fun. Since this is white, having some green in there is going to look good. Let's bring some more gold. We're lacking some gold. These one, I guess, let's see. This one has a tiny bit of it, and that's the one we used before. So I'm going to use this one. This is one of my dogs here. I'm telling you. Okay, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. We're going to put the glue in the cardstock. Not that much. You don't need that much. Maria got too excited, which is one of the reasons why I don't use glue so often. And we're going to glue it there for a second. And really, I'm not going to cut it just yet. I'm going to try to get these aligned out. So it seems like it takes, ooh, what would you think? It's about 1/8. But I'm going to cut a tiny piece, and I'm going to use my scissors. That means I'm feeling very brave, because I never cut anything straight with scissors. It's like a, how would you call it? Like a curse. Yep, that's what it is, a curse. Okay, so I'm moving these in here. So it's aligned in there, right? It's aligned with here, and it's aligned here, okay? And let's go and get the other green one, which also will need to cut a tiny piece of it. And it looks like, ooh, it's a little bit less than what we cut the last time. So I'm trying to be, oh, look at that. Just, I'm not sure what the curse is. My aunt will be very disappointed in my inability to cut. It's just ridiculous. Just telling you. Just ridiculous. I don't know why I can't cut anything straight. It's funny. Funny, almost funny, really. Sometimes I don't think it's that funny. Okay. And I'm aligning them together. This has got to move a tiny bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut this one. This should be already fairly glued. And there we go. I'm not sure about straight, but decent enough. And then we'll put this one in here. And that's how it would go. Okay, so let's glue. Let me put this back up here. Let's adhere these to our panel first. And like I said, let's try to use on the sides, and that is much easier. Now, it is easier for me to put this straight when I have it horizontal. Don't ask me why. Most of the time, I do a better job. I don't know if it's that I have better way to see the whole of it. I don't know. And here is our best wishes, which we are going to use our mini glue dots to get them. Okay, just kidding. I am going to use our bigger glue dots because this is a big word, and I will use hundreds of those. I am guessing that in the kit, the whole goal was for you to use the tear and tape in this big word, and not glue dots. I mean glue dots. What am I saying? I mean, and not the mini dimensionals. Wait. Yeah, we have to be mindful that these two, just the S, and I'm going to move this one a tiny bit towards here because they may be out. And so, and the more I see this, the more I think that it would look gorgeous, gorgeous if you did this spots in embossed in gold. Okay, there we go. Throwing those away. Like I said, one of the most useful tools you will ever get is this Stampin' Seal Plus in your bone folder. Okay, so we are going to put this one here. And that's our card. Isn't that super cute? Just simple and cute. There's not a whole lot we can do in here. I kept thinking maybe I can just use some of this, but no, I'm just kidding. Just getting too excited, and I shouldn't. We are going to do, though, we're going to put some of these in here. We're going to use them. Let me throw that away. And I'm going to put them in here. And so I'm going to use the blue ones. If you use the putty in your take your pick, it makes it so much easier. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one up here. And then, I don't know if you've heard this, but they always say that if you create a triangle, it looks better. It's eye-pleasing. Okay? And that's our card. Simple but cute. Like I said, if you have other things, you're able to decorate this differently. If the kid would have brought something else to decorate, I would have decorated this differently. But we're sticking to it, and I think it looks gorgeous on its own. Okay? So there's our first one. Our second one is going to be this one. And you're going to laugh because this is going to be a very simple card. What we're going to do is we're going to get our score. And we are going to score. We're going to use these, even where this is there. And we're going to score about 3. But we're going to do this. And I'm going to put this a little bit here so I can see better. My head is not there on yours. No, maybe like this is better. Okay. I hope my big head does not get in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score between the 2 gold lines. Okay, let me clarify that because there's 2 gold lines between this thin gold line and this thin gold line, if that makes sense. And I'm going to move this still a little bit to the closer, and we're just going to score. And we're going to do 1 all the way to the score line. We're going to do another one, and I'm going to move an 1/8, and now I'm going to use here to move an 1/8. So as you can tell here, I am at, what is it, 4 1/4, 4 3/4 it looks like, but I can just move an 1/8, and that would be an 1/8. Okay, and we're going to score again between that score line, between that gold line all the way to the other gold line. And do make that a good, put some pressure on it so you can actually see it. Another 1/8 we're moving. And again, put good pressure so you can actually see the score line. And I'll show you here in a minute how it looks. And then I'm going to use another one. Yes. So another 1/8. So we're going to do 4 and 4. Okay. And if it's simple, you know what? Yeah, if it's simple, you can just do it all the way through. I just wanted it there between those. Can you see it? It's hard to see, huh? I'm not sure if you're seeing it. It looks really elegant. That's what it looks like. And so we're going to do the exact same thing here between the gold. I'm actually going to go all the way to this, all the way through the card. And then we're going to move another eighth and go all the way. And we're going to move another eighth and go all the way. Oh, I forgot a thing for that one. Well, and since we did 4, we're going to move another eighth and score again all the way. Let me see if you're able to see it. Can you see it? It's just all that glare. So it leaves just a very elegant corner. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go all the way, score all the way. It looks better all the way, I think. Okay, so I am going to, there you go. Isn't that super cute? It's very simple. I am going to use my bone folder just to give it a good burnish there. And it's very simple, but you have a very beautiful design that you just created yourself. Just don't see, I don't know if you can see it well, but there it goes. So this one, we're just going to use very simply, oops, let me move that away. This one says 2, 2. The only one that I think is using just 4. So just for you. Let me get my little block, and we are going to stamp. Okay, I'm going to put this in here and put it straight. If you do that, if you put it straight, okay, sometimes it gets really sticky. This is a little small. I'm going to use this one. And then we're going to go for it. Sometimes when you're using brand new stamps, okay, let me see. There. So I'm just going to put here. And I'm moving it all over here. I'm trying not to get my big head in front of you, so I hope I'm not. But in order to do this straight, I'm looking. There. Very, very simple. For a miracle of the gods is actually straight. I am going to do a little bit, one of these, just like, you know what? No, not really. Let me clean that real quick because I don't want it to get bad. Just remember that if you want to extend the life of your stamps, clean them. And I am going to use, I did tell you guys that I get so messy when I'm making the paper pumpkin crit. Okay, here they are. I always lose them. I'm going to use some of these just to give it a pop. And I'm going to use the Starry Night ones. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put, whoops, one, I want to say here, and one, I'm going to put, whoops, that one is rebellious, one up here. Very simple card, very quick, just an extra. Okay, so that is those are the 2 cards that we are going to make today. Don't forget that next Thursday we'll have I'm like using this. The next Thursday we're going to have another video for with other alternatives for May Paper Pumpkins kit. Super quick, if you are interested, I just want to say, let me show you one thing. I'm sorry. Let me see 1 second. I want to show you one thing, and I think it's really important because, let me show you that. So this month, so all the way to the 31st, we are having an in color starter kit offer. And usually in your regular starter kit, you get for $99, you get to buy up to $125, and shipping is free. Now for this in color, you get to buy $199 worth of product for the $99 and still free shipping. And you will be getting the so a colorful grid paper that they are selling now, beautiful in those in colors. So all you will be getting free is in color products. You will be getting the set of inks. You will be getting the inks in color. So let me show you. I'm gonna bring this to just to bring you. So all 5 of these. So you'll have the Sweet Sorbet. This is the Pear Cake Party, the Tahitian Tide, the Starry Night, and the Orchid Oasis, all for free. You will be having the cardstock for free, and even some designer serious paper for free. Absolutely worth it. Like, don't miss it. And if you are interested in joining my team, I really spoil my team members. Come over, have some really good, nice fun, and with us. And we have our own Facebook group. We belong to another Facebook group from my upline, and so I really think that it's worth it. This is the time to join Stampin'Up if you're interested in it. If you have any questions, again, don't forget to email me at let me go back live at Maria at Maria's Crafting Corner. Like I said before, it was not working. But it's working now, so send me any questions. If you want a free catalog, send it there. Now I will want you to go and check my online classes in my blog, and that's mariascraftingcorner.com. Beautiful classes I have coming for your $35 plus shipping and handling, but shipping and taxes, sorry, and just really beautiful classes. We're finalizing, I think we have one more week. So if you buy $35 worth of products, you will be able to be part of the class, receive the PDF tutorial. If you are a demonstrator, I would like you guys to know that for $10, you will be able to get the PDF tutorial and even the class if you're interested. So Maria at Maria's Crafting Corner, don't hesitate to contact me. Last but not least, I am starting June 6th with a monthly cards kit of my own. Just go and check my website if you're interested in that, and do subscribe to my channel if you like the videos. Don't forget to like this one. It does help us immensely here in YouTube. I don't think I have anything else. This was supposed to be a shorter video, and here we are an hour later. I don't think I have anything else. I do hope you have a blessed rest of your day, and thank you for being here. Have a great one. Bye.